Yo, what is going on? Everyone in crypto space. Today is actually a pretty good day. Although XRP is dropping, you know what, that's expected, and we're not even in for the short term. We're in for the long haul when the XRP ecosystem grows itself so much towards rapidly growing itself and the correspondent volume every single day because it has such mass adoption. So the short term, not too worried about. We're hanging just above 50 cents, which is a pretty key support level. So whether we break that or stay over it, really doesn't matter in my opinion, because we got Swell coming up the end of Q3, which is supposed to be a new product announced, and xRapid coming live this year. And the main topic of today is the corridors of xRapid. So first of all, before we get into the main topic, I want to give you guys the three pieces of good information. So yesterday, my PC was going to crap. It was cutting out randomly because I had this literally $50 600 watt bronze power supply. The fan completely went out and it quit working. So today I just upgraded to a freaking 1200 watt EVGA Platinum series. So we should have no further computer problems there. Second piece of good information. So as you guys may have known, 2 streams ago, we went ahead and we raided the YouTube forum saying, what the heck is going on? Why is Jungle Link banned? Well, they heard our voices, and now the Jungle Link channel is now back. So the Ripple community will not be suppressed or silenced. And the third piece of good news today, we just crossed 21K subs. So we're having a pretty good day so far. Let's go ahead and let's get into the main topic of this video. So now recently, 2 days ago, David Schwartz was actually live in the Discord, and this guy named Mustard Tiger from Trailer Park Boys actually asked a question saying, hey, what are you allowed to say? I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of what is going to be the initial corridors when xRapid launches. And David Schwartz shockingly actually replied to that. I did not think he would be able to say anything of that matter. But he goes ahead and he says US dollar, so the US dollar to the Mexican peso, the euro to the Mexican peso, the US dollar to the Philippines, and euro to the Philippines. And he says in Brazil, I think. So I don't know if he's playing that off or is actually just not too sure what actual quarter will be with Brazil. So I end up seeing this and I'm going, you know what, let's do a little elaboration. Let's try to gather some data and see what kind of potential corridor size we could be having here. So this site, pewglobal.org, I was able to see remittance flows out of the United States. So out of the United States, see, so we had $28 billion received from the United States into Mexico back in 2016, and the money incoming, so $1.7 billion was sent into the U.S. So I was able to do a little bit of calculation and add up the the U.S. dollar to Mexican corridor, the U.S. dollar to Mexican peso, and the U.S. dollar to the Philippine peso, I believe it's called. And I added all that up, and I ended up getting 38 billion. And if you divide 38 billion by 365, that's where we would potentially be getting an extra $100 million a day in volume for XRP just off of 2 corridors. So already with xRapid launching, we have the potential to reach $100 million in volume. Now that it just doesn't end there. I am basing this solely off of just 2 corridors and 2 remittance corridors to be specific. So now we can't get an exact estimation on what the full-on corridor would be or what the total corridor size volume would be when xRapid initially goes live. But based off of 2 corridors, US dollar to Mexican peso and US dollar to Philippine peso, we're already getting an extra $100 million in volume a day, and that is just on remittances. Now, I'm not saying Ripple has 100% of that volume, but Ripple is going to have some sort of market share from that volume itself. And still, we're just considering remittances. We're not considering actual business transactions, consumer to business, business to business, and actually Forex trades. We're just considering remittances alone, and we already have the potential to reach $100 million a day based off of 2 corridors in just the remittance sector. That is how huge we could actually launch with xRapid. Actually furthering it, succeeding much more than $100 million a day. Now also, David Schwartz does say the euro to the Mexican peso and the euro to the Philippine peso. And it's an interesting trend that I'm starting to see because the US dollar to Mexican peso is actually a decently liquid corridor, and same with the US dollar to the Philippine peso, because a lot of people move from Mexico and the Philippines into the US and establish citizenship and get better wages so they can actually have more money for their family back home, and thus they send the remittance right back to their actual home country. So those two pairs are actually pretty liquid. Now, it also captured my interest was they all of a sudden decided to flip to the euro to Mexican peso and euro to the Philippine peso. And I could literally find absolutely no data regarding how big this quarter is. Because the thing is, it's a very illiquid quarter. I checked the Forex on euro to Mexican peso and euro to Philippine peso. There is just pretty much not much liquidity there. But again, that is what Ripple is targeting. Ripple is initially, for xRapid, going after the low-value, high-volume corridors. And they can get a pool of all those illiquid corridors to build up liquidity to go after the bigger corridors like US to euro and US to the Japanese yen. So they've got a pretty good setup plan here. And the whole kind of idea is to start out in smaller corridors and then over time just continue to grow the liquidity of the XRP ecosystem to eventually build up to where they're doing like whatever, $50, $100 trillion a day in actual correspondent banking volume. So I kind of just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention to kind of visualize how big the corridors could be, because basing off of two corridors, specifically remittances, we're already doing an extra 100 million a day. So could you imagine the actual size of these two corridors, US to Mexico and US to Philippines? Not just remittances, but also business to business and consumer to business and Forex. So we're just considering those two pairs based on remittances. So could you imagine all these pairs right here that David just said that is confirmed to be going live at the initial launch of xRapid? Could you imagine all of those pairs, including remittances, consumer to business to business, as well as Forex? In my kind of personal estimation, I could see about maybe $500 million to $1 billion per day based on just those quarters listed right there. If, again, we consider not just remittances, but also consumer to business to business, as well as Forex trades. So guys, I kind of just want to visualize this for you based off of David Schwartz's statement, is that literally just two corridors on one specific type of payment remittance, we're already having the potential of doing an extra $100 million a day in actual utility volume. Now, again, kind of repeating myself, but imagine those quarters he listed, but in all of them, in consumer to business to business, and Forex. Seriously, we have some big potential here at the initial launch of xRapid. And hopefully, guys, the initial launch of xRapid spreads a lot of hype throughout the media and a lot of speculative volume, that the launch of xRapid in itself will bring a liquidity boost to where Ripple can continue to target the bigger quarters. Now, I want to be completely honest with you guys. I don't think David Schwartz, I don't think he's giving away all the quarters. Now, here's why. Because Ripple recently did announce in the Ripple Insights article and in today's Ripple Drop episode that Ripple that is live in 40 countries. So I don't think Ripple would actually just go live in 5 quarters. That doesn't make too much sense. Now, if they're already live in 40 countries, I would say they're probably going to have xRapid live in quite a few of those countries. And I honestly think, guys, David, when he responded to the question, that's why when he ends it off with then Brazil, I don't think he's actually letting us know all of the actual quarters that are going live. But I think it's definitely confirmed that these 4 right here, those are definitely it. But I do think there are more that he's just not allowed to say, and for good reason. So I kind of just wanted to put this into perspective, that what kind of volume xRapid would really bring to XRP. Because basing off of 2 quarters and just specifically remittances, we're already looking at about $100 million per day in volume. So again, guys, xRapid has massive potential at launch. And Ripple that's live in 40 countries, guys. And we got Swell coming up in literally 1 week from now, to be exact. So, again. Oh, last thing I do want to show you guys. A little bit unrelated to this topic. Actually, no. Actually, kind of related to this topic. 2 things. 1, we got this guy at Swell. Ross Leklow, Deputy General Counsel from the IMF. Take note of that. Something very significant. And also, on the panel where it's the 800-pound gorilla, digital asset adoption. And as you can see here, what's the trend with the people who are speaking, the customers? It's the CEO of Remitter, who is an xRapid partner. Bittrex, xRapid partner. IDT, xRapid partner. Qualix, xRapid partner. And we have this 5th person on stage, which is going to be Brad Gainey from Catalyst Corporate Federal Credit Union. Now, to my knowledge, they have not been announced as an xRapid partner, but what this is kind of hinting to me is that they are actually an xRapid partner that has been keeping quiet and wants to announce it later once they're already live on the technology. So that's very interesting how we have all 4 of these guys, all xRapid partners with their companies, but this guy isn't. So it's kind of telling me that, yeah, this guy, with Catalyst Corporate Federal Credit Union is actually working with xRapid, but has just been one of those xRapid partners that is remaining unannounced. So I know it's kind of a long video, guys, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you want to support the channel. Get yourself Ledger Nano S, keep that cryptocurrency safe. And by the way, guys, I contacted the affiliate manager at Ledger, and I asked him if he could send me one. Send me a Ledger for free so I can actually set it up for you guys and have a video, because I do have a review on the Ledger Nano S, but I haven't had a video where I unbox it, show you how to set it up, what to download, how to load the cryptocurrency on there. So I will be doing that in the next week or so, because, you know, I don't want to like use my actual Nano that I use for setup purposes, because it could like leak some information somehow. So stay tuned for that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, pretty good day today. Jungle is back, PC is fixed, crossed 21K subs, Swell is in 1 week, end of the third quarter is in 1 week, and xRapid going live in the next month. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.